we're on our way to Rolly Falls, Saturday, the 14th of January, and it's supposed to be a freezing cold 13 degrees today, which is like spring here. So we thought we'd make the most of it and head to Rolly Falls and see what that's like. It's not supposed to be a terribly long hike or terribly busy. The water's probably going to be pretty substantial in the falls because we've had a lot of rain over the last few days and the temperatures have been warm, so the mountains have been melting, snow's been melting. Applying appropriate lip wear is essential. Lip balm. Yeah, if you've seen the last videos, we all know what that's about. Anyway, let's go Rolly Falls. Let's check it out. Okay, so we just kind of stopped to use the bathroom here, but I found a kind of nice composition just right by the bathroom here. I'll show you the back of the camera in a sec, but it's just some really nice backlit moss. There's a tree here that's backlit by the moss. The only problem is the parking lot's in the background, so I might have to try to either work around so I don't have the parking lot behind or clone it out afterwards. But here, I'll show you the back of the camera. Okay, so I framed up a vertical shot here. I was trying to film it with the with the actual B-roll camera, but it's the tripod doesn't go that high on the B-roll camera, so that's what I framed up. Managed to get most of the parking lot out as well as the sky. So this first shot turns out only go to the backlit forest. Here it is now. I might try a horizontal as well. So if either one of them turns out good, here's one of them now. Okay, so we've made it onto the trail. This is Rolly Lake here. And we basically follow the trail around Rolly Lake. It says to park in the overnight or the campground part of the parking, but there's big signs up, no parking in the campground, and this and that and blah blah, you know, rules and regulations. So we parked in the regular parking. And we're making the walk, which is an extra kilometer or something like that, but it is what it is because we had a Starbucks brioche chicken bacon deal. It was actually really good. So we'll get that extra hike in. Okay, well, we've gone off the beaten path now to the Waterfall trail, and it's not as nice as the other trail was. I can see why people say, I was doing that main trail thinking people are saying, oh, it's so steep and this and that, and didn't really agree with the reviews, but you can see the trail is gotten a lot different. I'll flip the camera around and show you. Okay, so now we've run into this, which is significantly narrower and not as well kept. I mean, it's not a bad trail, don't get me wrong. I've been on a lot worse. But it's definitely not the main trail the other one was. But we'll keep making our way down here. It doesn't look like it's a terribly far hike. It said 1.3 kilometer loop or something like that, so shouldn't take us a ton of time to get down there. I believe this is Rolly Lake is in between Stave and Rolly Lake, the falls. So Rolly Lake drains down to Rolly Falls, which is Rolly River, Rolly Creek, and that empties into Stave Lake. From what it looks like, I think I can actually see the lake from here through the trees. So it can't be too far. We'll keep making our way in here. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me. What I've done is I've gone down underneath the bridge. You can see behind me here. Framed up a composition I like. I've eliminated the sky because it's very bright. The sun's kind of setting into the photo. And hopefully I can capture it all. I've got the 24-70 on. I did bring my 18 millimeter. I wouldn't mind getting just a touch of that because there's a kind of a cool log that's right, or a stump that's growing in the middle of the river. So I will check my shot and I'll show you the back of the camera. Okay, so here's what I framed up. Hopefully you can hear me. That water is pretty loud. So let me brighten it up a little bit. I'll crank the ISO here. So this is the composition that I've got framed up right in the camera. I did it at 24 seconds, 24 millimeters, f14, and I got the ISO up to around 500, which brought it right down where I wanted to be, around quarter of a second, fifth of a second. And I really like it. I like this log coming in here, and I like these rocks on the side here. They kind of balance out the image, take away some of this, and then obviously you get the falls in the background. I tried a little bit up like this, but as soon as you go up and get that triangle of death in there, it loses something. So I got it just so that it's eliminated. So what I did too is I took a couple of different shots. I took one with the polarizer polarizing the glare on the rocks, and one without the polarizer. I'll show you as you rotate the polarizer, see how the rocks darken up and it removes that glare and all the light that's reflected off the rocks. I like them both. I haven't decided which one I'm going to use yet. That's unpolarized. And that's polarized, so I'll pick the one I like the best once I get back home and see it in post, but yeah, hopefully it turned out good. Okay, so hopefully that shot turned out good. If it did, you saw it. I went with around 20, it looked like about 28 millimeters. Put the ISO up just a tiny bit to get the shutter speed to around a quarter of a second is where quarter of a second, fifth of a second is where I like larger waterfalls that have a lot of movement in them already, because you slow them down any more than that and they get really fuzzy and just turn into a white pile of mush. So yeah, if it turned out good, you saw it, and probably what we'll do is just maybe make our way around the loop. It didn't look like that far, and we'll just kind of composition hunt on the way back and either take the shot now or, you know, maybe for future endeavors. So yeah, keep going. Rolly Falls. So we made our way down the trail. She's filming me, filming you. And we came from there. And we actually found the second falls. There's a second falls on this trail that I wasn't really, there's no photos of it, but it's really large. That's what she said. I don't know if you can get down. There's a second viewing platform that looks like it's just down to the bottom here. So we'll go down right here. It's very obstructed. Even if I go over the fence, there's a little kind of trail that goes down there, but it's not visible from here. We'll keep walking and see if we can get a clear shot of it. Alright, so it's probably going to be pretty loud because this is a pretty big falls. I didn't even realize this second one was here, but boy, am I glad we came down here. What an impressive falls. Being too that there's a lot of water in the stream right now, it makes it pretty dramatic. It's a bit of a busy scene, but I kind of like it. I like this cascade on the left here, leading up. And I like that kind of log that comes down here. And I like this old stump that's here. I like how that just kind of leads away into that big falls in the back. So I'll get a composition set up on my camera and show you what it looks like. All right, so there's what I got framed up on the back of the camera. It's, I've used F10. I cranked my ISO to 500. I know everybody's afraid of that, but I guarantee you won't be able to see the difference. Even if you really pixel peep, it's going to be very hard to see any noise. These new cameras, ISO 500 is nothing, so don't be afraid of that. I used F10, shutter speed of a sixth of a second. A lot of water. Again, I don't like to use too slow of a shutter speed on large waterfalls like this. They just they look better at about anywhere from a quarter of a second to a sixth of a second. Sorry about that. And yeah, got the polarizer on, tried it a bit polarized, a bit not polarized. Hopefully one of them turns out. If one of those shots turns out, here it is now. Okay, so we made our way back up, or I did, from that lower viewpoint of that big falls. That was a really nice spot. I really enjoyed it. I think the picture turned out pretty good. And we've stopped here, just at this little platform that we stopped at on the way down, to have a chocolate break. And we'll get the chocolate out. We've been on a bit of a diet lately since Christmas, so we're going to treat ourselves to some chocolate. Did you bring the chocolate, babe?
I did. There's only one though.
Ooh, there's only one. Okay, well, you have your half, and then you can give me my half. What kind is that?
Chirardelli white caramel chocolate.
That looks good.
Very good.
But
Oh, I forgot you're having some. Sorry. I finished it. It's very good though.
well, I guess at least I got my mini eggs. So we decided to go from the platform where I got robbed of all of my chocolate and send the drone up quickly. So here's, first of all, it's first flight, and I had to fly it through a little window about 6 feet around, so I was shaking because it's not cheap, obviously. So I took a couple of 30-second videos or whatever, and as well one aerial shot. So here it is now. So we decided to stop just here at the lake on the way back. It's really nice and calm. And yeah, it's the sun set, I guess. It's not quite set yet, but I'm going to throw the drone back up for a minute and see what I can capture. So hopefully that turned out okay. I took one bracketed photo, 5-shot bracket. Hopefully I got enough detail in it. Okay, we're headed back to the car. It's 4:30. Sunset's at 4:50, so we gotta make it back before it gets dark. We didn't bring flashlights tonight, so can't stay out past dark. Hopefully some of those shots and video footage turned out. I'm very new to the drone thing, so don't be too judgmental. You can leave hate comments though, because I know there'll always be some. And if you don't like it, please accept a full refund on behalf of both of us. So yeah, that's probably it from this adventure. Somebody's full of chocolate. Not me. Who? Not exactly sure, I wouldn't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.